What's going on, everyone? It's Mitch from RespectMyRegion.com coming back with another episode of the RMR podcast, joined by special guest today, Loriel Alegrete of 40 Tons Brand. How you doing today, Loriel?
Hey, Mitch, I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. We're just catching up off air on the families and the movements. There's a lot of mutual love between RMR and 40 Tons Brand for sure, man.
Yes.
But before we get too into this, I know you have a probably a little bit different journey than a lot of our guests on this, but I always start with our guests' kind of origin story around the plant being cannabis, or that's personal, professional, or a little bit of both. Just kind of curious when you and cannabis started engaging in each other's worlds.
Oh boy. Yeah. That's a loaded question, but I'm gonna try to condense it. Myself, a victim of the war on drugs. It all started way back when in California when cannabis was illegal, believe it or not. And so my husband and 40 Tons COO and brand ambassador, they were on the same indictment. Federal indictment comes down. They were caught for selling marijuana without a license. The indictment comes down. Anthony gets sentenced accordingly, leaving me with the 3 children to raise all by myself, which I did, which I do. But I also was left infuriated that these 2 men on the same case got vastly different sentences. And our chief brand ambassador for 40 Tons, he actually received a life sentence without the possibility of parole. And there were several newspaper articles that read, African-American man sentenced to life for 40 tons of weed. So, with that infuriation, it started us to be advocates for our brand ambassador and kind of amplifying his message, his story. And this was around the time we were in the pandemic. And so we were able to get to the right people at the right times. And former President Trump, he actually gave the ambassador a presidential clemency. We got the call to go pick him up, and we've been going on the ground ever since with 40 Tons. And I like to consider it like a octopus with all the tentacles out there doing the great works that folks need support with.
And absolutely, and something that's unique about 40 Tons Brand, like that I can associate with, like you said, you guys do a lot. There's a lot of what you guys do, and you're obviously operating in multiple markets and states at this point. And I like, in when I first met you guys, there was this clear thing that I took away was social impact, where social equity was this conversation in cannabis that was talked heavily as legalization started to spread, especially to the East Coast. I know like the Bay Area really was one of the first places to start that in California, but I feel like the East Coast really amplified that conversation of social equity to a more mainstream level. And you guys are on social impact, right? Where it's not necessarily about getting social equity licenses, but it's still being intentional with everything that you do. So I'm just kind of curious if you can kind of explain social impact, what that means to you guys, and how that aligns with the mission of 40 Tons.
Yeah, social impact is, just doing good within the community, right? And we discovered a small way that we could help the community at large. So providing opportunity and education for folks that have been system impacted and that are needing that second chance, education for those and employment. And we do that with our career conferences. So that's our way that we're able to help support.
And you guys have been running the career conference now for a couple of years. I know a couple NorCal, SoCal, we got New Jersey, and then obviously the Level Up Career Conference and Business Expo here at June 19th in Chicago. And the goal of these, right, is to connect job seekers, people that want a path to employment in the cannabis industry with potential prospective employers, but also offer that education and expungement. And then I know you guys do some other things in terms of just working with people to get their resumes right. So what else kind of encompassed for the career conference, and who is the ideal target to attend that?
Yeah, so top Chicago area employers, seeking diverse job seekers, right? So the Level Up Career Conference, that's right, it'll be Juneteenth, Malcolm X College. And it just screams liberation, that whole statement, right? And so with what people can expect at the conference is an experiential experience. We have resume building and coaching, LinkedIn optimization, professional headshots, and then of course expungement services and wraparound support that you'll need to get that record expunged. We've got workshops like Grow with Google, keynote speakers. We also have Congressman Davis, who had spearheaded the 2007 Second Chance Act, for those people that are system impacted, and helping them get their record expunged. So we've partnered with some great folks in the industry. This event is powered by Good Green. They are a title sponsor. They believed in us and our mission, and they know that we are boots on the ground doing the work, and their advocacy work along with ours just made for a perfect match that we can just bring this to the masses.
And I know you guys have partnered with Brand Resumes on a lot of these career conferences, but having them outside of California is you guys' home market, but you've gone to New Jersey. This is the first time in Chicago. What does it look like when you look for potential partners that are local on the ground in these different areas as you kind of expand out of the home region?
Yeah, I think just having our missions aligned, all the advocacy work that larger MSOs in the cannabis space are doing, it's just hard for them to actually reach the people on the ground. And I think partnering with us and seeing the work that we've done both on East and West Coast, this will be our fifth city, Chicago, and Good Green is actually headquartered there. So it just made perfect sense, and we were able to secure that amazing venue on such a pivotal day for Black and Brown folks. It's just been a perfect marriage that's been added benefits one after another.
And what has been the for you the reception of some of these people? Because I know you've been on the ground meeting people that come to these conferences, right? I'm sure just thirsty for knowledge and just learning about things they didn't know were possible. What's been the vibe of meeting with the people that attend these?
Oh man, the vibe has just been sure appreciation for embracing their city, offering this to people free of charge. I've got one story that I'll share with you. I'll try to keep it brief. Our very first career conference was in the city of Hawthorne, California. And there was a woman that came up to me after she heard me speak and share my story. And she said, I felt so inspired. I'd been embarrassed and shameful. And there was a brand there who was exhibiting, and they were doing interviews on site. And she says, after hearing you, Loriel, they asked me that question, had I ever been convicted of a cannabis offense? And I just told them, I was honest, and I just told them, yes, I was. And she says, from that point, she thought for sure she didn't have the job. Well, fast forward 3 months later, I ran into her again. This was very organic. It was just ran into her again. And she was actually working for the company, theriving in the role. Fast forward, I met her 6 months later after that. She's now manager of that department, and is applying for her social equity license as we speak now. So, experiencing people like that, it makes it a no-brainer why we continue this great work. It's really heartwarming to see how someone has benefited from us hosting these career conferences.
No, I love that you guys give that platform, because it's not just, not, these corporations. It's great. I know that they partner with you guys and put it on, but for you guys to be really from this and have seen all different sides of cannabis pre-legalization and then now moving into legalization, understanding what it takes to transition from that legacy market to the legal market, right? Like having people that have actually lived and been around that life to do that and show other folks that there is a way to transition to this and there are career pathways. What do you think are some of those ways, like some of those initial ways for people that, might not have maybe the crazy college degrees or anything, but have operated inside cannabis, whether it was legal or not, but trying to find their way into cannabis? What are some of those starting points you feel like for those prospective employees?
I think coming out to one of our career conferences will, give you that knowledge that you are seeking, right? All that information. We will be having workshops of how to build a social impact brand, like, key things that people need to understand, before they dive into any industry, right? So I think just bringing that to the forefront for folks that are hungry for this type of knowledge is very important. And you have to start somewhere. And why not start, at a career conference?
No, no, I love that. And what have you learned coming from, looking at this business before it was qualified as a legitimate business and now seeing it as a business? What are some of the things that you've learned personally from just watching cannabis legalization kind of sweep the country and the business evolve and grow up, if you will?
Oh man, that's a good question, Mitch. I've learned to be resilient, right? And I've learned to have the ability to pivot, like at the drop of a dime, because things change and you have to adapt very quickly. And I've also learned patience, because things just don't move as quickly as you'd like them to. And there's a plan for everybody. There's higher powers that be. And sometimes it's moving at the speed that it needs to be because there's other things that you're going to benefit from. So, yeah, those are the things that I've learned.
Yeah, resilience and patience. I can associate with both of those. The hurry up and wait is very real.
Unfortunately, yeah, but if you rush one thing too soon, then the other thing behind you that you had no idea can be altered. And so, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And back to Chicago, the Level Up Career Conference on June 19th. I know you guys are obviously going to have the convention during the day, but you have some kind of after festivities and gatherings. Can you shed some light on those?
Yeah, we do. So after the conference, there will be a rooftop mixer on site that'll be hosted by Hush Chicago. They're putting on this event. There'll be entertainment and food and networking, highlighting, some Black and Brown artists that are local to the city. That event is just a small fee to participate, but it's very minimal compared to what you've already received by attending the conference, and then just to offset the cost of the food and the drinks and things like that. So that should be great. Music, DJ, food, great times, good laughs, networking. You don't want to miss that either.
No, I've worked with Kay and Vanessa over there at Hush, man. Great individuals. And they really do what they do at a great level. But they're local to Chicago, so it's dope to see you guys aligning with people out there that, like you said, kind of align with your guys' mission. They're respectable in doing what they're doing, but I think they also stand for some good things as well.
Yes, exactly. So it'll be a day and a night to remember for sure. Juneteenth, Chicago.
And so another, something that you guys have at this career conference is the expungement clinics. How do those usually play out, and who's kind of the ideal people that can seek to attend and seek information there?
Oh, yeah. So the ideal person, expungement is a process. So back to being patient. So those folks that are needing the support and having their records expunged, come prepared as much as you can with, a copy of your rap sheet. We will have lawyers and legal support there to kind of review things and let you know, exactly the steps that it will take to get your record expunged. There's fingerprinting that is involved there. Unfortunately in Chicago, and a lot of states too, things are not digitized, right? So there is a lot of, paper and pen and paperwork like that, but we don't want people to be discouraged. We just want you to have to be transparent with you and what that process looks like. So we have the Illinois Coalition who will be participating. Loyola law students will be participating. Like I said, several lawyers will be on site to, that are better equipped to actually answer those questions for those folks who are needing expungement, because everyone's case state. Those are all different, and those are variables that can be better handled with the legal representation that'll be there on site at the conference.
And then that's completely free to attendees, that working with those lawyers?
Yes, working with those lawyers are free to get your rap sheet and to get things aligned to where you know what your next steps are. And again, everybody's case is unique. You know, if it was just this cookie cutter, one charge, one state, easy breezy, you're done probably in like 3 months, right? But you know, each person will be handled with care and discretion. You know, so we're proud to partner with those folks that are helping with the expungement. Ascend Wellness is actually sponsoring several hundred of folks to get fingerprinting and handle the legal fees that are associated with expungement. So we're super grateful for that partnership and sponsorship that they provided, as well as Good Green. And then we also have other sponsors that you know, have offered their help too. So.
That's amazing, because I think, you know, when it comes to expungement and working with your record, I think there's obviously the obstacle of talking to a lawyer usually and retaining that lawyer, paying that money, and it's also just something that, you know, people truly don't want to do for a lot of reasons. Is if you've dealt with the system, then go re-engage with the system. You know, it's there's a lot of barriers that would prevent people from pursuing that. So I really commend you guys for giving that opportunity in a welcoming environment, because it's super important, and it's a difficult thing for people to do on their own.
Yes, yes, it is. But I also know the flip side of it. If you don't do this, you know, you can't get that better job and or career, right? Oftentimes you can't get housing, right? Credit cards, whatever it is that you're desiring to further yourself, like those become, you know, that record can hinder you from that. So I know that people don't want to do it, but you got to do it. You got to start somewhere. And why not start in your city at the career conference, where we're giving you all the tools to succeed and begin this process.
And how many prospective employers are you guys going to have on site on June 19th?
Oh my God, the list keeps growing. I can't even remember the magic number, but I think we're up to like 20 something, I want to say, from not just, you know, it's cannabis companies, but it's also non-cannabis companies that we're opening it up to, because everybody is looking for that diverse talent pool, right? So we have, you know, Good Green, we have Ascend Wellness, some of the larger cannabis brands that are local to Chicago, but we also have the United Stadium, which is, you know, houses, I think like 23,000 seats or whatever. So they're needing talent to help their business as well. And then we also have, you know, law enforcement that'll be there as well. So we are merging all of the walks of life together, because we are all here for the common cause of, you know, helping the community, job seekers, you know, curing the DEI initiatives, you know, bringing everybody together, you know, for a great cause.
And on that, on just the further kind of advocacy, what are some of the things that you're hoping to see kind of come with whether it's cannabis legalization, working with just mass expungements? What are some of those things that you're hoping to see over the course of the next 5 years?
Oh, and over the course of the next 5 years, I hope to see, it's probably going to sound a bit selfish, but I'm hoping to see all of the prisoners that we are currently advocating for on our website. I'd like to see them come home to their families in the next 5 years. I mean, we had our super win, obviously, with Corvain Cooper, our ambassador, but we also had a second win with Luke Scarmazzo, who recently got released. He was a former prisoner that we were advocating for. So I just hope that all the people that we're advocating for that's remaining, that they're able to come home to their families in the next 5 years, so that we can get another set in.
Absolutely, yeah. I commend you guys for that. Yeah, I met Luke at in person at Hall of Flowers.
Yeah.
But I think it was you guys. It might have been Anthony, but you guys were the ones who I'd kind of heard his name, but through 40 Tons just sharing his message, you know, that kind of hit me to his case more. And as you learn about it, you're just like, how is this man incarcerated for this? This is crazy.
Right. I think he was sentenced to 22 years and he ended up doing almost 15, for just operating a dispensary without a license, and we also, our one of our last events in New Jersey, the career conference, Luke Scarmazzo's daughter actually came, and we were able to help her, do some networking and get some interviews and things like that. So, do you see how this is just spiraled? So we're helping everybody that we can, and we do. So.
And what are some ways that the general public can help some of these people and even learn more about some of these stories?
Yeah, so I would highly encourage folks to register at 40tonscareers.com. It's just a few key pieces of information that you'll need to provide, and then you can get your complimentary ticket to come to the career conference in Chicago, or you can go on Eventbrite, Event High, and register there, get your ticket there. And then you can also follow us at 40 Tons Brand across all the social media platforms. And then our website, if you'd like to kind of get a top down view of what we're doing and continue to do, it's 40tons.co. And you can kind of see where we're at and how we are having this train go through, all these states. And we implore everybody to hook on their caboose. And let's make this train even longer and have more impact.
I love that. And then it's for people, we didn't quite cover. I don't want to go too far in there, but obviously you've got products on shelves in a couple different states as well. 40 tons is it's the enterprise, man.
Yes, we do. We have our flower, Northern and Southern California, and then we will be coming in New York very soon, probably by before the summer, before the end of the summer, we'll have our product there. And then we'll have a cosmic gummy. We'll have a line of gummies coming out there. That one is going to be fire. You guys wait. Yeah, so a lot of things, and a vape pen coming down the pipeline. And, we are just doing what we can within our bandwidth. And I appreciate all the love and support, and especially you guys that Respect My Region, always supporting us and being a media partner. So my hat's off to you guys as well.
Oh, it's an easy cause to support, and I just love it. It's something that's easy to tell people about. And that's one of my favorite things about what you guys are doing. And I think ultimately, like you were touching on a little bit at the start, I know through the pandemic and utilizing Clubhouse and social media is really what helps you guys get the message out and start building connections. And it's just been awesome to see the growth from those early days of 2020 to now, man.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like a whirlwind, and I can't believe it's only been 2 years, and we've done all these great works, and we continue to do more. So thank you for that.
100%, man. We really appreciate it. And for people out there that are like you said, looking for more information, 40tons.co is the website. The career conferences, I can't remember that site off the top of my head. Conferences.40tons.
40tonscareers.com. 40tonscareers.com.
40tonscareers.com, man. Definitely check that out. Loriel, we really appreciate you hopping on here. Is there anything else you wanna highlight real quick before we get you up out of here?
I think we kind of covered everything. I just hope to see the folks of Chicago come out and support. We're doing this for you guys, sending you guys love. And we just want you guys to feel the love and be supported. And so there you have it.
100. Well, we really appreciate you on here, Loriel. For everyone out there, make sure you check that out. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a subscribe button somewhere under Loriel. Make sure you go ahead and smash that. Leave a comment. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, hit like, follow, check out a couple old episodes. Stay tuned. We got more stuff coming soon. Appreciate everyone for tuning into the RMR podcast. And then definitely tap in with 40 Tons Brand. And if you're in the Chicago area, look out for that Level Up Career Conference and Business Expo, June 19th, Malcolm X College Convention Center in Chicago. Signing off, man. Appreciate everyone for tuning in.